Hope y'all are hungry. Let's go get some supper. Hey friends, welcome back, or welcome if you are new. My name is Sammy and welcome back to this week's What's for Lunch. I don't know how many suppers I made. I know that we had a couple of nights of that beef stew, so you might not see as many as what you used to see or usually see on here, but I still hope you enjoy this video. If you do, give me a thumbs up, leave me a comment below, and think about subscribing and becoming part of my YouTube family. But without further ado, y'all, let's get into this week's What's for Dinner. Let's go. Hey friends, tonight's dinner, I just come up with it out of the top of my head basically because I didn't have anything on the meal plan and it was running kind of late, so I'm just going to make like a homemade Alfredo sauce and I'm going to put some spinach in it, and then we have this rotisserie chicken here that I'm going to put into the sauce as well, and then of course you'll need Parmesan cheese and some garlic and the heavy whipping cream to make the Alfredo sauce. And then I'm going to boil these ravioli right here. This is a mushroom one, and this is a sun-dried tomato and garlic. So that's what we're going to use tonight, and that is going to be supper. Alright, so all I have in my pan here is just that chopped up rotisserie chicken, some minced garlic, and now I just threw a little bit of butter in here, and I'm just going to cook this down, add in the heavy cream and the Parmesan. That's going to be our sauce, and then I'm going to boil those ravioli noodles, and we'll be ready to eat. After I add in the spinach, of course. Alright, y'all, so I have the chicken in there. We've already put the cream, the spinach cooked down nicely, and I added in the Parmesan cheese. So I'm just going to let this cook for a little bit, then we're going to reduce the heat so it can thicken up, and then we'll add in the ravioli when we're done, or when they're done, and then I'll bring you back and show you the finished plates. Hey friends, tonight's dinner we're gonna make some turkey breast tenderloins. I just set these out to thaw, so I just put them in this baggie, but I have 4 of those little tenderloins here. I'm just gonna season those up really good, put them in a baking dish, probably by themselves, I don't know, and then I'm gonna put these in there to roast as well. So I don't know if I'll combine them or not, because I'm going to fix these in a cast iron skillet and put it in the oven. So we'll see, but you'll see too. These are already pre-seasoned. I picked these up from Aldi when I went over there. They're seasoned with sea salt, garlic, rosemary, brown sugar, and pepper. So that's what we're going to go ahead and bake those. And then I might make something else. I haven't decided yet, but you all will see it along with me. Alright, so I just decided to use this sheet pan seasoning, but we're just going to cook it in iron skillet in the oven. But it's the farmer's market. It says chicken, but I'm sure you can use it on other meats. But it's just got onions, herbs, and bell peppers in there. It is so good. You can see the list right there. But it's probably one of my favorite seasonings. So I'm just going to go ahead and get these dumped into a bowl. And I'm going to start with 1 packet and see how far it goes, and I'll probably add a little bit of salt to that as well. Alright y'all, so I have the turkey tenderloins coated. There's 4 of them in here. I'm just going to go ahead and brown them on both sides, sear them really well, put those in the oven, and then I'm also going to put these vegetables in the oven. It don't take them too long to cook. So we're going to cook this half the way through, and then we're going to put those in there. So whenever I flip these, that's when we'll add the veggies in there. But that's supper tonight. Alright, so we have our turkey tenderloins here. We've got our roasted vegetables right here. And then I made some stuffing as well. So I'm going to go ahead and make the plates. And yes, that is my pizza pan. It's a well-loved pizza pan too. So I'm going to go make our plates and then I'll bring back. Good morning, friends. I'm going to go ahead and put dinner in the crock pot. It's about 7 o'clock in the morning right now. I have to leave for work in about 30 so minutes. So I'm just going to throw some beef stew in the crock pot. It would be dump and go, and you can totally do it as dump and go if you want to, but I always like to brown my stew meat. So I'm going to coat it in a little bit of flour and some seasoning and get that browned up, and then we'll dump it in the crock pot with the mushrooms and carrots, onions, and these little bite-sized potatoes right here. I haven't used this before, but I just recently seen Fallon use it in her Instapot, so I'm going to go ahead and use it. I got 2 packs here because I have almost 3 pounds of meat. So this says 1.5 pounds for slow cooker. It does give you the Instapot too. I don't have one, so I have my slow cooker, and that's what we're going to go ahead and use. So I got 2 packs here. But anyways, I'm going to go ahead and brown up this meat. You will need beef broth and tomato paste for this seasoning. So that's what I'm going to go ahead and do. Chop up my onion roughly. I'm just going to throw those in there whole. Same for the carrots. The mushrooms I'll probably cut in half. But that's going to be dinner tonight. So I'm going to go ahead and get all this stuff done. And then I'll set y'all to music and y'all can watch me throw it all together. Okay, so I have the Kinder seasoning, tomato paste, and half of the beef broth mixed in the bowl here. I just wanted it well combined. Opened up my carrots, have my onion here, spilled some sauce. My taters have been washed. I cut up the mushrooms, and then this is the last of the beef broth. And I went ahead and just browned that beef a little bit. It is not cooked all the way through because it's going to be cooking all day in this. So now I'm just going to go ahead and set you up and dump all this in here. Alright friends, we're home from work. So let's see what this looks like. It smells wonderful, so I hope it tastes that good too. I'm going to go ahead and give this a quick stir. Let me get my... hit that on the counter. Okay, so it's still going to keep warm. So let's go ahead and... oh my goodness. Got all this deliciousness in here. That beef is just falling apart. Alright, so that's going to be dinner. I'm probably going to make either some rolls or some type of bread, but y'all will see it soon. So I'm excited. Alright, so I just made some 2-ingredient biscuits. That was the extra and it fit perfectly. I just shaped it into that shape. It'll be fine. One little wonky biscuit ain't gonna hurt nobody. That'll probably be the one I eat actually, but all it is self-rising flour and heavy whipping cream. So I'll have that recipe linked below for you if you want to make these, but I'm just gonna go ahead and brush the tops with some butter, put them in the oven at 425 for about 10 to 15 minutes. Actually it's 400 for 10 to 15 minutes, and I'll bring you back and show you the finished bowls. Hey friends, tonight's supper is thin cut bone-in chops. So I'm just going to season them up and fry them in my pan. I'm going to parboil these potatoes just enough to where they're tender, and then we're going to smash them on a sheet pan and put like Parmesan garlic butter parsley thing on top of it, and then put them in the oven and let them crisp up. I might turn them on the broiler too, just so they can get that crispiness to them. And then we're just going to make a can of these seasoned Italian green beans, and that's going to be supper this evening. So all I'm going to do is just to get some flour with some seasoning, probably some Badia, Cavender's, Nature's, all that, all my good stuff. And you season your flour how you like it. And then I'm not going to put it in anything. I'm just going to dredge it in the flour and straight into the pan, just a light coating on these. And then I'm going to go ahead and get these boiling and those heating up. So I'll see you here in a bit. All right, so the potatoes have boiled. I'm going to go ahead and take them out and get them smashed on a pan and then make up the garlic butter. All I'm going to do is garlic, butter, parsley, and some probably Badia Complete and Parmesan, and just mix that together after I smash them. And just rub that on top with my little brush thing. And then we'll put them in the oven. And the green beans are already done, heated through, and I'm getting ready to fry the chops. All right, so we have our potatoes on the sheet. We're literally just gonna take them and mash them down. They might get stuck to your glass, but I might spray it. Let me spray this. But anyways, you get the idea of it. Just make sure you spray your glass first. That way they don't get stuck to your glass. But I'm just going to keep on doing that, and then we'll come back and do the garlic, butter, parsley, and then sprinkle Parmesan on top. Put them in the oven and bake them until they're nice golden and crispy. All right, so they're all smushed, and now we're going to take this and just kind of go over every single one of them and sprinkle them with Parmesan. So we've got our butter heated up. I've got the chops seasoned up, so we're just going to go ahead and put them in here and let them start cooking away. And then I will bring you back when everything is done and ready to plate up. Hey friends, tonight's supper is a breakfast. So we're gonna make some scrambled eggs, some hash brown patties. I'm gonna fry up some sausage, and I'm also gonna make some grits to go with it. Can't beat grits. So good. So I'm gonna go ahead. This is all pretty self-explanatory. These are gonna get baked in the oven. I'm gonna fry these up in the pan first. I'm gonna mix my eggs together, season them up good, and then fry those in the pan where I cooked my sausage. And then I just make my grits. Of course, that's just my measurement paper. But instead of the water that you add to it, I cook them in milk or cream, whatever you got, but it makes them so much better. It's just my favorite. And I also put a little bit of salt and butter in them as well. But that's what we're having for supper tonight, so I'll bring you back and show you the finished plates as soon as I'm done. All right, y'all, so here are the grits. We're just gonna stir that butter in. The hash browns crisped up nicely. Of course, our sausage and our scrambled eggs. So I'm gonna go ahead and make our plates and sit down and have a nice supper. All right, friends, that is it for this week's What's for Dinner. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please give me a thumbs up, leave me a comment below, and think about hitting that subscribe button and setting it to all so you never miss another video. Until next time, my friends, God bless. Bye.